Okay, so I wanted to really talk about how dating concepts have changed, right? What I mean by that is, like, you can't date like it's 1990. You can't even use lines, words, how you portray yourself like it's 1990. Like, dating is constantly evolving, constantly changing, and you need to change with that. So, what worked in 1990, 2000, or even 2010, even 2015 is not going to work. Times have changed, right? Dating apps are now a rage. Like, I would say more people are using dating apps that I would say most people are now using dating apps than meeting people in person. Like, of course, you can still meet people in person, but it's such a change from 20 years ago or even 10 years ago. Even up to 10 years ago, I was hearing conversations about how people thought it weird that, you know, their friend was meeting a guy on, on a dating app. Then another person was like, oh, it's weird that, my friend's meeting a girl on a dating app. Like, dating apps before, if you were in a dating app as a guy, people would think you're like a murderer, you're a weirdo, you're a sociopath, a psychopath. Like, all these negative terms towards it just because you're using something that most of society isn't using. So if you're on websites in 1990s, you were thought of as weird or a psychopath, a sociopath, a murderer. Like I said, all these things, but now it's become so normalized. It's become part of normal society to have, your own space, your own channel, your own Instagram page, your Twitter, all these things that before people would say you're weird of having back in the day when things were like Mayente, Black Planet, and GeoCities. Those were the things back in the day. Even MySpace, even though during the MySpace heydays, a lot of people were not on MySpace, or some people even thought MySpace was weird. But even before that, there was GeoCities. GeoCities was a thing. IRC was a thing. MIRC, that was a thing. ICQ, like that app, ICQ, and MSN Messenger Live, all those things. Chatting to people from, in your state, in your province, in your country, chatting to people in different countries. That was a concept where a lot of people thought it was weird or strange, or only certain types of people would do that. But now it's so normal to chat to a person halfway across the world. It's just so normal. So, in that sense, you can't keep using concepts, dating concepts, and the way how you date from the 1990s, 1995, 2000, 2005, 2010, even 2015. You can't use those things that you used back then. Today, dating has changed and has evolved. It's a, it has evolved rapidly, and you need to evolve as well. In fact, you can't even use things that are currently working now in 2020. You gotta use things that are gonna work in 2022. Be ahead of the crowd. Use things that are working now because you're using concepts from 2022. Be ahead of the curve. Be ahead of the 95% of the guys using stuff that works in 2020. You're using stuff that works in 2022. So you're ahead of the curve. And if you continue to do that, you will be well ahead of the game and well ahead of everybody because you're not using old concepts. You're not even using current concepts. You're using concepts, futuristic concepts. You are well ahead of the curve, and that is exactly what dating is about.